Steve, you know what fries me about this? Is that Jerry is a Christian now. You know, it was different before then. I expected him to mess up.
Whoa. Reality check.
Okay, so I was mad then, I know, but it was like, I don't know, it was like he betrayed me. You know, here I am, busted my buns for this guy, and he's irresponsible, Steve, for crying out loud.
And what are you, his mother?
Oh, that does it. Listen, I was going to buy you lunch, but you can kiss that hot dog goodbye, buddy.
Well, Bill, the truth is, you should be his mother. Spiritual mother. He's like a baby. He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Well, apparently neither do I.
Hi, honey.
Well, welcome back. We're just finishing something up here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Did they love me?
You and I were both wondering whether God was going to come through. See, I think it's hard for the younger believer to see that his spiritual parent is moving along a parallel path. That's part of the agony of parenthood. It's very painful to watch my spiritual child struggling. Your growth is a test of my growth.
Well, it's fascinating because I've always wondered why you didn't give up on me.
He couldn't, Bill.
Well, maybe couldn't's a little strong.
He couldn't. He loves you. He's your father. Your spiritual father.
I want you to see how the New Testament describes growth. There are two pictures that dominate, two metaphors for the way God grows us. You're probably aware of them. The first image is agricultural. Jesus uses the farming metaphor for the way the gospel starts as a seed, and it puts down roots and grows and eventually produces fruit. It's a familiar image. The second metaphor is parenting. Paul uses this image, as does the Apostle John. Two word pictures, both easy to imagine. We embrace both metaphors, farming for evangelism and parenting for disciple making. You see it? Here's what the critical process looks like. The lower frame is the farming metaphor, sowing the seed, watering and nurturing, and finally the harvest. Now, draw a line between frames. This is where the metaphors shift. It's essential that at the moment of spiritual birth, we change the way we look at the process. From now on, it has to be parent and child.
Let me be sure I'm straight.
All right.
The new believer is down here.
That's right.
The top is
the mature believer.
Aha.
All right. Now, it starts with the caring mother image, which is found in 1 Thessalonians 2:7. All right, join me there. It says, "But we were gentle among you, like a mother caring for her little children. Okay? Now, what does an infant Christian need?
Protection.
From
Everything. Predators, the elements.
clumsy brothers and sisters?
Uh-huh.
It's intensive care. It's, 2 o'clock feedings. It's dirty diapers. The infant just can't take very good care of himself. Right?
Right.
Now, what is the child up to? What's going on in his head?
Discovery. Wonder, curiosity, getting into things.
Take a look at verse 11. Paul makes a reference to fatherhood. He says, "For you know that we dealt with each of you as a father deals with his own children." Encouraging, okay, comforting and urging you to live lives worthy of God. Now, what does the good parent do during childhood?
A lot of basic skills. Weaning, walking, talking.
You know, Chuck Swindoll puts an interesting spin on this. He says, the baby's message to the parent is help me. The child's message is teach me. The adolescent Christian says, show me, right?
Right.
The adult believer looks to the younger Christian and says, what? Follow me. You follow me?
I follow you.
Where do you think you are along this continuum?
We make a big mistake if we fail to see the metaphors change. When we try to nurture believers with the farming metaphor, we think growth is easy and natural. We ignore the young believer, passively watching from the sidelines, when what we've got to do is actively parent them.
Who'd like some iced tea?
Oh, that sounds great. Hey, listen, I want to show you guys the view out here. Would you excuse us?
You bet.
Come take a look out here on the deck. Is that a
Something we said?
Excuse us. Oh, no, I just need some fresh air. I'm trying to quit.
Linda. Thanks.
All that about spiritual parenting, it really says it all.
Okay, I'll bite. Why is nurturing Christians more intense than mentoring business people or apprenticing cabinet makers?
Well, for one thing, I can't fire my child if he doesn't make the grade. I can't just quit when I feel like it.
You can't, but that's where your argument breaks down. I think there are a lot of parents who do feel like quitting and who do quit.
See, this is one of my sticking points. When I try to think of God as my heavenly Father, I get it turned around. I mean, my Father as God. It's not a pretty picture.
Well, try turning it back the other way, Mary Beth. Compare your father with God, not God with your father.
It's not that easy, at least not so far. Okay, here goes nothing. You know, we don't have any children. And it's not because we don't like kids. It's because, well, I don't know, I guess it's because we don't like parents. Ours, at least. It's a long story.
I'm sympathetic, Mary Beth, I really am. But that doesn't invalidate the principle, does it?
Yeah, but I don't feel with principles.
Jackie, I think we could win this point and still not really make Mary Beth feel any safer with Jesus.
I'm not closed. I'm just saying that it was a very painful image, that's all. It's a long story.
Fair enough, Mary Beth. I'd like to hear that story when you're ready to tell it.